Good afternoon. This is the Townsend Finance Committee meeting. I apologize for a little bit of late start. We were trying to get some technology in the room and it's gonna work. So we're calling the meeting to order at 6:08 p.m. Roll call attendance, please.
Sam Grant.
Dave Walker, present.
Carol House is present. Mary Jane Churchill present. Kathleen Scofford present.
Don Hayes present, and we had one excused absence. This meeting is being recorded. It's available for playback on the Townsend YouTube channel as well as the playback on the TCAM local channel. Is anybody else recording this meeting? None being heard. Consider that nobody else is recording this meeting. We'll continue. Additions or deletions. At this point, I have no additions or deletions to the agenda. Okay, moving into work session. I had to review the minutes from March 10th and 17th. Has everybody had the chance to review?
Yes, he did.
Do we have?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes for March 10th and 17th. Do you want to do both of them?
We can change it.
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any discussion, questions? No changes?
Good to me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Always, it's kind of, a vote in the, affirmative to accept the minutes as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Unanimous. The minutes are accepted. And Carol, if you would, forward them to. Thank you. Good thing. Next on the agenda tonight is the hiring freeze exception that was submitted by the Board of Health. I did try to put a little bit of background in this. I don't know if anybody saw the emails.
Yeah, you said that this was somebody already has the certifications that they need and
Yeah.
replacing someone who's going on a leave.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. And again, it's similar to
It's
the
paid out of the recycling center's fund.
Yeah. So that's
Is that an enterprise fund?
it's not an enterprise fund. It's a revolving fund.
Revolving fund.
So it is a revolving fund. The hours really aren't changing. They're still having the same staffing level. It's just that this person is being hired for the extended.
Just one question.
Yeah.
Is, you said somebody's going on leave. Does that mean that, assuming there are two, the one going on leave, one who's already there and staying there, and then the third one coming in, is the second one returning? In other words, we end up with three in the end?
There may be, but the hours still don't change. You've now got three people splitting the same number of hours.
Okay. That's fine.
And this person already has the Mass DOT card.
Yeah.
And approval, so it's and is ready to start.
Does he have the skids steel license?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Better.
So,
Excellent.
Okay, I make a motion that we, what are we doing?
we recommend an exception to.
Oh, that we recommend an exception to the hiring freeze for the Board of Health Recycle Center employee.
Yep.
To replace.
Well, to replace the hours for now for the leave, yeah.
To replace the hours? No.
No,
to-
yeah, to
Fill the hours.
fill the hours of the person that is on leave. And again, that gives.
To assume the hours of the person on leave.
Yeah.
Now, and that also gives the other people the opportunity, if they can't be there, they've now got an additional trained person that's available to provide hours, so it gives them a little more flexibility.
So she only has two people up there?
I think there's three, and this would be the fourth.
Okay.
But there was also another person that for the next 6 weeks, I think it is, that, can't work the hours, so, there will be fill-ins up there along with this person that has the licensing to be.
Okay, I'll second it.
Okay, thank you. So we had a motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions? None being heard?
So,
Yep.
how many people are they supposed to have working now?
A minimum 2.
I know at a
Sure.
time, but how
Yeah.
many should they have on the payroll? Because not every, they can't always, see, it's this
Right.
hiring freeze thing that
It-
really,
Yeah, I
It
know,
is.
I,
It's kinda, it,
it's,
and I understand this, I get it.
it's a 6 month, and that's why, so it's kind of like for 6 months, it's not just filling. It's not a short-term fill-in, so.
what would happen if we really did have a freeze?
If
You-
we had a true freeze.
Well,
Yeah, I guess a true
With-
freeze.
with
Right.
no with.
Yeah,
no
no,
The
exception.
purpose of the freeze
Then-
is to not mess with the town's budget. These all have been accessories funded by themselves.
Okay.
And this is where but we still have discussed here before, at least us advising, even if it's constantly a yes,
Mhm.
okay? If we were a grand jury, history would say we say yes every time a prosecutor comes in. That has been broken there and it can be broken here. Understand? But we, at the same time, this is not affecting the town budget, which affects the town taxpayer.
But as it was indicated, the indirect costs.
That's
can-
Yeah.
Well, I have to have that proven to me.
What,
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
I heard what's his name?
But how much
The
is,
town administrator.
do we know how much indirect costs really are? I mean, are they minimal or are they somewhat substantial? I mean,
it would, I think it really depends on the person and the extent of what they're doing. In this case, it would need to be a query check.
For the recycling
But
center?
that, they don't pay for those, I don't believe,
I thought they were free.
are they free or
It depends on.
on your level, I
On
think.
your level.
level?
But I
and
think
your
up there
interaction, but
would
up at
be-
that
Yes.
query check would.
And I know if they don't have 2 people up there, they can't open.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Right.
because of safety.
The safety, you're running the equipment, you're lifting and toting lots of the heavy things, and you need to be able to have somebody there, that's a second. So,
Okay, so,
So,
yeah, no, it's kind of like, it's always been our question, and we had,
oh, we can't close recycle center.
well, that's it, it's kind of like, and this time of year, it's normally
Yeah.
twice a month, but, this
It's
is now
open
part
every
of, it's open every week
Yeah.
from now until mid-May, I think, the 16th of May, so it's every weekend, so having, hiring this person allows the opportunity for it to be open, as the post hour.
I understand your pain, I do,
Yeah,
but.
I just don't understand why,
And I understand, Sam
I
saying.
do understand what Sam's saying, but
Right.
it's like,
But I do, when they say hiring freeze, it should have been maybe caveated
Oh,
somewhat.
worded differently, so.
Well, we brought that up, we actually did bring that up at the last joint meeting with the select board,
We did,
suggesting
yeah,
that
we
we
We did,
institute a thing, say, and they kind of said, no, we shouldn't do that.
kind of what Sam had indicated.
As just just to maintain an oversight,
Right.
so there's no oversight that happens that we didn't get a chance
Or
to.
they're not trying to bring somebody in on a revolt,
Town budget thing or
Revolving account, yeah.
some kind of.
Yeah, where did
I mean, I
it
get
come
it, but I think you're right, Mary Jane. It probably should have been a little bit worded differently.
That's all right, I'm getting used to that.
That's good,
Well,
we're good.
yeah.
The finance committee is advisory only.
That's right.
And I
But
wish
the
we-
public knows, if they feel like knowing, that nothing happening in the financial world in the town is not being observed and looked at. Understand?
Even.
No, I do understand. I do. I do. I mean, I do understand that, and that's what troubles me, because the selectmen don't listen to us necessarily. The people might.
Yeah.
I guess we only care about the people.
That,
Yeah, so we have to be very certain,
we-
yeah,
right,
at the
we-
meetings.
we need to-
Yeah.
Yeah, we can advise a blank wall if
Yeah.
that's what we, but at least we have the responsibility of
But the
advising.
people hear us, cause I think we have very good judgment, personally.
I mean, no,
Well, I
to go
think
that
that
direction.
showed at the special town meeting.
Excuse me?
It did,
I think it showed at the special town meeting,
Yeah, we really consider it.
because we were asked a couple of times
Yes, yes.
why we voted,
The
didn't,
way we did.
yeah, so.
and I have heard from some residents, other residents that appreciate the work that is being done.
Well,
So they are listening. It's good to
They
know
are
they're
listening.
listening, cause it's on their behalf that we're
yeah,
We're trying to do it.
doing our job.
Okay, so we'll,
okay.
any further discussion on the hiring freeze?
No,
We haven't voted on it yet.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you can, that's okay.
Yep.
Alright,
So, are we going to recommend, with the exception? So the motion was to recommend the exception to the hiring freeze. So a vote in the affirmative is recommending that.
Yes.
All in favor?
Alright,
All opposed? None being heard, unanimous? We will send our recommendation forward.
Who seconded that motion?
I did,
You did, okay.
yes.
Okay, so after last meeting, we received a new omnibus budget and,
I forgot to print it.
I tried printing it, it was so tiny, I printed one page and it was so tiny.
Right.
I'm just gonna
So,
mark up what I have.
I was gonna say,
so,
There's not that many changes, correct?
I don't think there's a lot of changes.
So we're gonna
we'll find
go
out.
just the changes?
I think so. It's kind of like, I will bring up the whole, it will be on the screen behind it. That's what I was trying to do with the other small screen, is at least have a second
Mhm.
screen we could look at, but,
What were the changes?
Well, I'll listen.
he did change, he did
Town
change
administrator
salary down on one.
170.
Yeah. it's nice for that. Let's see if I can.
He said he was gonna do it, he did.
Recycle, yeah.
I think the one with the whole,
well, that might mean he won't accept the job if we want him to do it.
You think that statement, he was kind of.
No, I don't think he would necessarily make that statement.
He was agreeing with our sound judgment.
well, the one paper that I was able to take time to read was the one that came from Don, that it came from somewhere else to him, that said, this is what these towns are paying.
Oh,
This
the
is what
hourly.
these towns, this is what these towns per capita.
Yep.
In other words, what's the average of everybody's salary, or income, and, this is the number of people per town. So it gave a pretty good idea that we're, basically pennies on the dollar in a surrounding neighborhood. But it also did, not just our neighborhood, plus I didn't have in there something about, similar towns a little farther distance.
Yeah.
Or somebody that looks like us but is over there.
Mhm, yeah.
And,
Oh, is it Mendon?
yeah, I mean, Ashby is the only one that's close, and they're what, half a
Well,
week.
that's what West Boylston and,
Hmm.
I don't even know where that is.
West
I don't
Boylston.
know.
I think West Boylston has issues. Because they ousted it. Somebody did, chief of police, something because of the flag, or they have like really weird issues.
Oh, really?
And I think they've had 2 town administrators in a year. And I don't think it's about money. I think it's about stuff is going on there. You know, weirdness. They had 2 women resign. They got rid of their chief of police. So there's shake up.
Yeah,
Okay, so. Do we wanna start with the omnibus budget?
Yep,
And
yep.
then we'll
We
work our
wanna
way
do
into
it. We wanna do it.
Okay, so I just gotta get, all the-
So town administrator went down to 140, 170.
When,
Well, 170 is budgeted at, because
What-
you have to budget for the full amount.
Oh,
Right.
so.
But if they hire somebody at 150, then we're $20.
we're 20,000 for the
to
good,
the good.
I mean,
That's good.
uh,
I would say $10,000, but that's good.
so that was, that update was as a result of, he said, he made during the meeting when we were having the
We had
discussion.
strong negotiation.
We had strong discussions and, he took it,
Good for him.
so,
Yeah, he did mention it at the end of the meeting after the recording was off.
um. Okay. So, just trying to get it in here,
The next change.
on a PDF, I can't hide columns and things, so I really have to go back and forth. So,
Did he send an updated recap, did the recap sheet?
the recap sheet has, changed based on the budget.
Based on just the budget items?
That's really all I could see that would
Okay.
change on the recap, but
Okay.
the recap.
That's fine. So then we just, with the budget, we don't need to go through the recap again. Starbucks isn't generating tons of extra tax money for us.
Let me tell you something, I was there today, it was packed, all the
Really?
high school kids in the
Ah.
park. So,
yeah.
Alexis said it was beautiful.
Well, the only question with
Very-
that is, okay, does that mean they stopped going to Dunkin's?
Yes.
Or are these,
I'm
you know,
sure that's what happened.
you know, so it's not
And
like,
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
it's twice as expensive as that.
well.
Yes, it is.
See, that's the thing, now
Okay,
you're doubling
the
the
name.
sales, so there's gonna be, yeah.
They stamped their name on every one of those beans that before they cut them, chop them up.
Right.
So,
Or grind them up.
Don, on
Yep.
line 30, the reserve fund.
Yep.
For FinCom, is that at 30,000? I have a note
It's-
with 32.5
Okay,
next
so,
to it, so
well,
I wasn't
that's,
sure.
that's gone up and down, do we wanna stick with Board of Selectmen budget, go all the way through?
Yeah, okay, all right,
And then we'll get to that one.
okay, all right, that's fine.
But we're just gonna do the changes, right?
Yeah.
We can just do the changes, and they may be highlighted here in yellow. It's kind of like, because the 170 is up on the.
Is it yellow?
Yes.
Oh, I can see colors. right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you need to see it, I can try to pull it
I
up.
don't want that help.
Okay, I see.
Just tell me what it is.
Peach and yellow.
Peach and yellow.
You know, we weren't far off last year calling our budget the peach budget, because the cherry sheet is called the cherry sheet, because the original color of the paper was cherry. So we're right in line with the state of Massachusetts.
Okay,
Thanks a
so
lot.
the town
Good to
administrator,
know.
the second line, the executive assistant, is sitting at 53,777.
Is that the same?
The.
Now, does that represent an increase?
It's
2%, I believe.
2%, yeah.
Now, a question on these automatic increases. I
Mhm.
know I've probably talked about it 100 times, bear with me. So are they just because you've sat there for a year that you get it? Or are they based on merit and performance?
Years of service, I think, more than anything,
It's
right?
usually years of service.
Um,
It's like step increases.
But it was step increases for your annual, so it would be based on being in the job for the amount of time. What step you started at, then you increase
Oh,
by the
okay.
step.
So it's not based on performance.
It's not,
I guess that's where I was going.
So is this 2%?
now.
Is
the
this,
promotions,
It's like
promotions
the
would be based on
government.
performance. So you can, they
So you can be just coming to work and not doing anything, getting.
Yeah,
getting the step.
Good to know.
This year, the step is 2%, and in prior years, we had done COLA of 2%, so there was.
Now, I think that could change to be based on performance, or does it? Are we just stuck with it?
It,
I think
No,
we
you're
stuck
pretty,
with it, this
you're pretty
government.
much, it's the government,
It's
it's
the
the same
fund-
with the
it's the
federal, it's the
union,
same with,
yeah.
it's the
Pretty
same
much
with the
is what
state.
it is. But it's only for the first, like, 10 years.
And then what happens?
You no longer get separate.
Well, you get.
right, you
there's a
max
cap.
out, you get to the
Yeah,
top.
it's a cap.
When you max out, you can't get higher,
Well,
you can't
but
get higher than
then
the pay scale.
Okay, so if it works the way the government works, you have grades,
Yes.
and then you have
Agreed.
your steps. You can, based on performance, get promoted to a higher grade,
Not here.
not here.
No,
Okay.
your job description would have to change. You would have to take on more
No, say whatever, or G, whatever grade one, and I'm just doing typing. But I have some other skills in, there's an opening at a
Oh,
higher
yeah.
grade.
Oh, yeah,
But I would have to compete for that job
right,
in the interview.
Yeah.
And so, that's what I'm saying, based on performance, you could potentially go to a
You can
higher
apply to
grade.
another
Yeah.
job.
You could apply for a higher grade.
Now,
job.
is this union or is this the non-unions?
I would say unions.
So- this was negotiated with the union, but I don't know, is this a step raise or is it 2% for a step raise or a COLA?
It's,
So they didn't get a COLA.
they didn't get cold.
Okay. So, what was your question?
Well, the basic question was, is this based on performance or not? And I think the
Yeah.
answer is not.
It is.
It's based,
Okay, so they negotiated with the unions to go, the union agreed to just go 2%. And so because they did that, I think.
So we're back to the union negotiation.
Yes, and so then it goes, they try to keep everybody on the same thing as the union, the same increases.
and I think it's been the agreement with the non-union workers in the town to offer them the same.
Although I think last year, the library did not take a raise.
Right, I remember that,
Right.
yeah. Well, is this the place where we would recommend that I'm gonna do this again, that we hire a true professional negotiator, a union negotiator for the municipality, rather than have the town council and the selectmen
Or town
do the
administrator.
job with
Yeah.
town administrator? I mean, I think we're in a point desperation that we need somebody who's gonna be a pit bull against the opposing party, which would be the negotiators for the employees. And I know that sounds terrible, but I think that is that's what we should be doing. Watchdog for the tax dog.
How much would that
Yeah.
cost the town?
Right.
No,
They-
Yeah, but what
Well,
does town council cost to sit there?
yeah, $50,000 a year we're putting aside for him.
Yeah,
They've already done.
So, I just wanna put that out there, that and I'm gonna keep talking about it, because I do believe we need professionals
Okay,
at
so-
that table.
One of the things we can bring, one of the things that we're trying to do in the next couple of meetings when we get, because the 16th, we'll be meeting with, Karen, for trying to get answers to the questions. So it's kind of like, so I think, that's a big one. Where are we in the negotiations it's
Yeah,
like,
because-
I mean, he's pretty strong with his words that he's given to us so far that says.
Right, but the thing is, what's the
we're-
pushback, and you don't know.
Right, we don't know yet. It's kind of like we're only hearing from the one side.
Right, no, I believe, yeah, he does talk a very strong position,
Right.
I agree, but it's the pushback and
Mhm.
I mean, those union negotiators are pretty slick.
well,
That's what they get
That's
paid.
what they get paid
union
for, right.
well, that's what he
Exactly.
gets paid for, but then, didn't he make the statement that if
Town
they push
council.
back, that basically, who don't you want? Basically, who don't you want to have a
Right.
job?
But that's not the right way to negotiate for the town. I mean, and you know me, I'm the compassionate one on the board.
Yeah,
That just is not a right. And I understand that,
yeah, it's one way.
and how do you know what the outcome is gonna be?
Yeah.
This isn't to say they're gonna lose their job. It's gonna say maybe their uniform allowance is $850. It's
Yeah.
like $550.
Right. Yep. All,
Yeah. There are ways to reduce some of that, yes.
I wanna get that in every chance I can.
Yep. okay, and the other thing, because we don't have the background, I'll try to put it together. One of the things that I was thinking as we go through the department is and I know it always used to be part of the background, is how many employees, and
That's a good idea.
last year and this year as we're going forward. Because last year in our budget, in human resources was at 0, but there was a person in the job. So what's really the structure of the organization look like going forward.
The
Yeah,
real
like
structure,
the
not the
structure, yeah.
placeholder structure.
Right, yeah, exactly. So those are the things as we're going in.
Didn't we do that with the other HR job too? Didn't we keep money for that job?
The,
Well, the-
community outreach,
Yeah,
Your coordinator.
It-
and she had left, but we kept money in.
there was money in the ARPA funds for that, so yes,
Right up.
at the time.
Are the ARPA funds over yet?
Halfway through FY 27, December 31st of 2026 is all the ARPA money has to be spent. And it had to be allocated. And if you're reallocating, it can only be in the same area, similar to what we just did at the town meeting, is we took ARPA money and funds to fund the police,
Oh, right, the job, yeah.
the job. So that was ARPA money. We didn't have it in the budget. We didn't have it in free cash at the time. We were putting that, say, warrant was put together. So they took all the money that was wages in the ARPA funds and put it to that, and we assigned ARPA funds, to fund the retroactive for that. So that if ARPA will be total, as we get to 2027, so those are the questions going in, is there any other ARPA money in here? Because at one time we were told by the accountant, you can't use ARPA money and put it in the budget. You can't show in the recap ARPA, say $100,000 and put $100,000 in here, and its offset is just zero in here and zero on the recap for ARPA because it's different funds coming to pay for it. So this is our last, starting FY 27 is our last 6 months with anything to do with ARPA.
Okay, good.
And I'll be done.
It will be done. Okay, so, the only other yellow piece they have here is the webmaster. This, going to 1,250.
The webmaster.
The webmaster.
What was it?
5,000?
This year it was 6,500. They started to go to 7,500 and then they dropped it to 5,000.
Now, when we say webmaster, who is that? What is that? Is that
Oh,
Guardian?
hang
Is
on.
that Anthony? What?
No, that was, it was outsourced. It had been,
Oh, is that Harrison's thing?
Harrison, yeah.
Okay, so that's still happening?
Somebody has to be maintaining it. I don't think it's them
Oh.
anymore.
Okay.
I don't like,
So now it's been reduced to 1,250?
um,
Is that what you said, the
that's,
yellow line?
that's what I'm seeing the line say, 1,250.
From 6,500?
Don't tell me nobody's gonna be minding the store.
What's that? What line are
That's
you?
the one.
1,250 or 12,500?
Let me make sure I'm going across. this.
1,250.
No, yeah,
Oh, over. No, what line is that?
let's see if I can, oh, I gotta go back. Hang on, sorry, it's kind of late. It doesn't have a line and it doesn't have the numbers, just on the lane transfer for 5,000.
It should be line 15.
Oh, okay, line
Thank you.
15, okay, so 5,000,
Here we go,
5,000,
back to it.
It was 5, he said it's now 1,250.
1250.
Oh,
Oh,
1,250.
1,250.
It was 5.
Yeah.
Reduced down to 1,250.
I wonder-
Wow,
That's interesting, that's a, yeah, that's
Yeah.
a drop. How,
So what are you gonna get for 1,250 for a webmaster? I don't.
Not for that kind of website.
Well, it's kind of, it was always the stipend and a few out,
A few hours, okay.
just supporting the requests that would come in.
Okay,
This is not a full web
okay.
piece, but again, the question on the bigger picture is, we have other webs that are being managed by other people. Do we ask them
I
to,
think that when you brought that up, that was brilliant. I mean, the idea that we have little here, little here, little here, somebody using this, somebody using that, something's here.
Mhm.
That's crazy in today's technology world. I mean, shouldn't everything be
Consolidated
into one server and everybody gets on it?
or
and uses
some,
it?
somehow.
right, and it depends, and again, whether it's the other ones we're using for police and fire coming in to do this, it's kind of like,
We get police and fire, maybe we can keep that out because that's a different ball wax, but I work on a server in
Mhm.
Colorado, of all over the world, country.
Right, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
this kind of,
So
yeah,
how come towns and can't get it together?
well, this was always to maintain the, what is it, civic server or whatever, so the town website, so we have that, but it's kind of like, maybe the question is how we, what's the 1,200 gonna do? And is it sufficient? Or are we just cutting in a place that's gonna hurt?
Right.
Or is there another plan to outsource the whole?
Plan?
Yes, the IT plan.
Right.
No changes to office supplies, 1,250, other supplies, 300. Travel, 200.
So what's the other supply?
Everyone's supposed to have that. Didn't Jerry try to outlaw that?
Word
Hang on.
there, yeah.
Notes.
Other.
Yeah, there's no notes. That's sort.
So we don't recommend that. No notes. No good. How much is it?
300, so it's kind of, so we're gonna ask for, detail. Do we use it in the BVA this year, and what did we put in it?
Oh, you don't have the yellow.
No.
Right, no, that's a,
Do you want a highlighter?
Oh, I have one.
I know.
okay, and then the dues and memberships, their next to last item was reduced to 4,000, so it was 5,000, reduced to 4,000. But that was a bit ago. It's not the most recent. The most recent changes are what's in.
Is that 4,000?
That's now 4,000.
That hasn't changed.
That hasn't changed in some time, but during this budget season, it was still at 5,000 somewhere
So
over.
it's gone down $1,000.
It's gone down 1,000. And then the other charges, that's where I saw the note for MMA job postings and things, but that was taken down to 0 a while ago. So the Board of Selectmen total was showing 243. In FY 27, and looking back in FY 26, the first white column to the left here, there was 266,833.
Oh,
So where was that? The total?
The total,
206.
so if we look at the FY 26 total versus this total,
Oh,
So it's dropped $20,000 plus or minus.
20,
no.
23.
Well, no, this column says FY 26 approved budget says 205.
Oh,
Oh, okay,
Yes.
missed that. I thought that was at FY
And-
26. Okay,
No.
Yeah.
And I have a total with the changes of 245, 277. Is that what?
did you do the math?
what's the percentage of that? Dave,
That's about 25%.
25% increase?
Well, you gotta remember,
Because of the
20,
TA.
20.
You took the TA from 126 to 170.
Yeah, so it's gonna be.
So that's
gonna be
where,
less
that's
bigger
where,
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
So if you look at the personnel subtotal, further up, it went from 180 to 225, so that's your 45,000
okay.
change. So it's all in salary. So,
Okay.
because the other part about what I was talking about is the number of employees. They used to do like full-time equivalents, and it may be more beneficial to do, full-time people, part-time people, benefited people. So maybe 3 columns of individuals that are in there. Full-time, part-time benefited, that's them over 19 hours, and those that are fractional and no benefits. So you have an idea of what the department was to what it is. Moving
We
forward.
don't have a profile of each department, do we?
We don't, but we
You
should.
should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should, and that's why I'm thinking going forward, explaining the budget for FY 27, especially this, we're trying, the town administrator position is trying to reflect what the wages are out there for, for a town administrator position for towns our size.
But if we had a profile of each department,
Mhm.
then we would know who within the department, for example, take treasurer collector.
Mhm.
She has 3 people in there. But they do other jobs besides treasurer collection, because Anthony does a little bit of,
He does his IT
This.
thing on the side.
and Rebecca was helping do HR, so they have their fingers in other pots, so to
Mhm.
speak. But I think it would be good to have that profile of each department and what they do. Because then
Yep.
you would know more exactly how.
Right.
What kind of work had to be done.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, cost, I don't know. Yeah, in the same field. Oh, I still have my little car. Yeah, long time.
Well, that's why this is a call, I had to go out in the woods this night.
Okay, so the reserve, so what did the reserve fund change to? I see that the-
35.
Okay, so, that's it for the Board of Selectmen. We had a couple of questions. We'll make sure we get them documented, cleared up and, for that. Moving on to Finance Committee, our membership and dues doesn't change, which is good. The reserve fund is listed now at 38.5.
Or 38.
38.5.
So there's a little bump there.
We got a little bump there.
So is this business of 1% a requirement or a recommendation by DLS?
They are everything's a recommendation, and the recommendation is actually something a little higher than that.
Oh.
Kind of, but, again, at 38.50, in my view of what we've done in the past,
Mhm.
that was enough to cover every year except for one. But we do know things that come up as a surprise are usually more expensive the more you go.
Yeah, longer for, so
So-
but we can pop that back up next year if we want, can't
I
we?
think that's the thing, if we're good with only losing the 1,500 from last year, which we haven't, which is the year we're in, the FY 26, we haven't used.
I know, but you can't go by that,
We
Ron.
can't, no, this is a year to year. It's kind of like, so you have to be prepared. If you don't have enough here, you might be having to have a special town meeting to move money out of
And
stabilization.
that's gonna cost X.
Right, it costs to be able to do it. So it's kind of like, so having a little, and again, having more money here, if we don't use it, it becomes free cash once it's certified
Right,
into the
right.
following season. So we don't want to go too, much like snow and ice, we don't want to go too high with it. But we also want to make sure that we have a significant number in there.
That's
And
why it was finally raised at 50.
it was raised to 50, and that's the year we
And
did
inflation
46.
has continued
Yeah.
growing on, and so because money gets a little less expensive, we ought to lower our ability to pay these emergencies.
So, yes, and that is the MMA
Okay.
and
A little
DLS recommend it be higher. So, yes, we would like it to be higher, but, it is an emergency fund and
Which means it's always coming
We-
right back home to the next time around, or
Right.
2 years away, okay? So, but,
right, and we don't
every
want,
year we're getting a refund for money that we haven't spent for an emergency. Yes, I agree, we've only been up near 40 or near 50 once, but the money was there to cover that problem.
So you know what, you wouldn't worry about it if the maintenance on all of the issues was up to date, but that's not the case.
Breaking something has nothing to do with being maintained properly. Well, I have to assume that somewhere along the line, somebody's maintaining something the best they can. Like we, the 7 of us and the 2 or 3 of them, allow them to be. That, I do remember going over, making sure that whatever budgets in whatever division and several of them, especially the people who fix this thing, have money, in their budget to cover normal problems as well as normal maintenance.
Yeah.
And I think to me, that's the difference. The maintenance is one bucket, it's the cleaning.
Yeah.
And the normal.
Normal wear and
Preventive
tear type
maintenance,
stuff.
that kind of stuff. Then there's the repair. It's kind of like, and that's what you don't know what may happen when.
What,
you know,
something happened to the elevator a couple of years ago?
That was a thing, yeah.
That was, that is, you don't know if that's gonna last you 5 years or 25 years.
Right, it's kind of like, and we go with the emergency that we had to do, the two pumps to the septic tank broke here.
Right.
In the same, within a couple weeks of each other, and you've got to replace, you have to have working pumps.
Yes.
So, but again, if there was maintenance, if there was repair money in a budget, they could have used that, but there was no money in a repair budget.
Well,
to come in.
that kind of money.
Right.
I think there's money in their budget. I don't know, there used to
There's-
be at one time, money in their budget for normal repairs.
Right. Is,
Not the whole world
Right.
blowing up or whatever, the whole pump
Right.
blowing out,
no.
and then 2 in a row.
So the finance committee end budget is gonna be 1,500 less, and it's at 39,250. Where FY 26 it was at 40,750.
So we're okay with it. We're going
I
with
give
it.
it, you know, okay,
And I will abstain on that.
you,
Stand against it.
well,
No,
we know,
I'm not gonna go either way. I'm not gonna, I understand the problem.
Yeah.
I also understand that a lot of the things in the town are really old and a higher percentage subject to catastrophic failure at any given time.
We'll agree with that.
no, okay. That is,
Okay.
something else
Next,
in my mind.
our next,
Then, yeah, the next on is accounting, and there's been no changes to the accounting highlighted, there's no yellow. But again, this is what the department was in FY.
because it's
25.
changed, it's
What's
completely changed.
Right, it's kind of like, so we.
So now we're third party
Last,
outsourced.
last year, we budgeted for an assistant town accountant with an outside contractor helping out because they had the certification. Now we've moved to, taking the salary for that person, so we only have one part-time person in the office and the rest of the work is contracted with CBIZ. So when we look at this, it's not just, looking at the CBIZ contract and looking at the salary and, the certification, it's also taking into account that the benefits didn't have to be paid to that position. So when you add up those four lines, and there was training.
Okay, so when you add up those 4 lines, what happens?
You actually cover the CBIZ so that when we look at the contract, we're actually down a little bit from FY 20.
Total budget is
The total
down
budget is down by,
8,000.
Accounting budgets reduced by 8,000.
Because we went to
I'm going-
third party.
Oh, I'm sorry, no, I'm wrong, it's down by 1,000.
13, yeah.
I was looking at the wrong column.
Yeah,
Okay.
1,300.
Yeah, that column there just throws me off. all
That
the
was
time.
that was an interim version of.
So it's down by 1,000.
It,
Yeah.
500 or so,
Yeah.
yeah.
it's kind of like, and again, there's a person that's full-time staff to the town that we don't have to pay benefits for. They're paid by CBIZ. It's kind of like, so that again is sort of a hidden piece.
The hidden benefit of not having them as an employee.
As an employee of the town. Now, it's also, they're not an employee of the town,
Right,
That's another whole.
that's all, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bit of a trade-off, but if you had somebody that was qualified and you paid them the salary and the benefits, would we end up being paid a little more? So, I think where this goes, so.
I just can't believe that we don't have anybody in the town who can give me.
well, I don't think it's necessarily just an account, but they
It's
have
not
to get
account.
accredited by the state to do the state accounting.
Municipal.
You can't just go to the accounting office down the street.
No, I get that, but can't they get certified? I mean, how?
Well, They
Katie
posted
was
the job.
working towards her
Right,
certification.
but I mean, is it like 60 credits or is it 4 years and is it getting the law degree or is it?
Well, she was
It's
ready
the,
to
it's the
take
class
the
and the
test.
certification, you take tests and get certified.
No.
And you take classes to get to that point. So
I thought her to take the
One
test.
more thing.
Oh, you lost the,
Yeah, I
Thinking
did,
of
I didn't get it in time.
She just wasn't, she didn't feel comfortable. And I told her, I said, you probably could go take the test and see. You probably
Probably doesn't find out
have.
what you don't know and then you
Yeah.
can study for that and take it
Yeah,
again.
that's what I tried to do,
Yeah.
but she said she didn't feel comfortable taking it. I said. But anyway, she
Just
might pass.
yeah. It takes me a minute to think.
Ooh.
It does sometimes. No, look at sharing it, I gotta go back. Zoom and sharing.
What'd you find, Kathy? What's next?
Well, I have a question about the tax collector. Equipment rental.
Sorry, I
Tax collector?
gotta get back in.
Yeah, line 83.
Not postage.
No, it's rental. It could be the postage meter. Yeah, I wish I had. The department budgets, no, they left it.
Was it different one?
Sit, but
Oh,
Listen.
Mary Jean, but very sure.
I'm back.
She identified stuff that when we spoke to her last year.
Right,
We didn't talk to her this year.
no, and that, to me, that's a problem.
Well, apparently it is a problem.
But then we can't ask questions.
Equipment rental, postage meter lease. Guardian,
Yeah,
$2,700.
so,
Next to the fax services is $170 annual. Thank you, Mary Jean.
I wanted you to look good. That's why I like you.
Okay. So that's under equipment rental.
Yep.
For
Postage.
1670, which was the FY
well, that's the
26.
request.
The
That was
proposed FY 26 was for 1670 for equipment rental.
okay, so let's,
So I don't know what's on the 27.
So fiscal year 27, the proposed is $500, and if that doesn't cover the lease, then that's way off.
She wouldn't make that mistake, would she?
I don't think she did.
okay, so,
If that's a question.
Yep. so,
From Melissa, correct?
okay, so after accounting, and again,
The leases, right?
Here.
okay, so there was no change.
Postage meter lease.
And Board of Assessors was nothing, so we have no questions with Board of Assessors.
Okay, so that's the same. Okay.
So you're saying she's only, for 27, she's only allocating $500 for the equipment rental?
Yep.
In her notes for 26, it says it's 2,700. So I guess.
That's odd.
Hmm.
I wish she were here. I wish
Yeah.
we could talk to her.
Okay, so that, we'll highlight that as a,
I would highlight
Right.
that as a
Concern, I
legitimate
mean,
concerning.
right,
there's not much you can do about a contract.
well, so you wanna ask what the BBA's
Oh, yeah, what,
right.
what the BBA for this year show,
that would be.
because last year the budget was reduced to 170.
Well, she's got,
So let me,
in her notes here, it says the fax services is 170 annual.
So
But
they
the
may have
postage
pulled it
meter
out.
lease was 2,700.
So maybe they didn't do the postage meter lease last year. Could that have been combined with another department?
Oh, wait, you could be right. There could have been something about that.
What?
Tax collector and building department?
No, not for the
No?
postage meter, that's.
No, that was
I
a-
believe
that was a
that's just
printer.
Yeah,
Oh, that
that's,
was a printer, okay.
Okay, treasurer collector,
Who else would she?
FY twenty-six equipment rental is 170,
That's all they've spent this year?
and they spent 167 of the 170.
but you don't know when that is due.
Right,
That
So
we
they may be
Right.
short,
they,
late, could be doing May first or something.
So we really have to talk to her about this.
it may have been moved into professional and technical services.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, well.
Yeah, we need to look at it. It's kind of like what I have on the BVA I'm looking at. I think
But
was,
she outlined what her she outlined everything.
right,
She was total
But-
disclosure.
and that was last year. We have to look and see what this year looked like.
Yeah, cause she has all the,
And
she's
Right.
very good
She-
about
we have-
very,
her
very,
comments.
very, very
We-
good.
we
And we
asked for
asked
comment.
the board of selectmen if they would make everyone do it this way, and the whole thing got dropped like a hot potato.
Cause if everybody did it this way.
We wouldn't have questions, and we really wouldn't have to see them maybe, except it's
Yeah.
nice to see them. But, yeah.
But yeah, if they all
Mhm.
did this, it would make life a lot
And we
easier.
talked about that last year, and we asked them to do it this year, and nobody listened.
Right.
Or maybe they listened, but they didn't care.
But we don't have their budgets either.
Well, that's another thing.
Yes, but we have the original ones, but we don't have the revised ones yet.
Right,
I'll take a
so-
look.
So we're just doing this again.
Well, we have the budget that
We,
TA has put out and,
Right, but we don't have the department budgets that might
To back it up.
explain
right,
what their things.
Right.
What the totals are for.
Yes, and one of the
Because
things,
in 24, it was 2870,
mhm,
and then it went down to 1670, which could have been when they bought a new postage meter, or maybe it was different, I don't know. Now it's 170, it just doesn't make sense to me. Unless
On that
they,
line.
they bought it, they leased to buy,
mhm.
and then if it's
Right.
that, that's fine,
Postage
You
meter?
know,
yeah.
right,
I never heard of a lease to buy on the meter itself.
Hmm.
I heard of going in and paying the just dues for the postage to get put back in it.
right.
Yeah, and that's been lowered to 25,000. But your postage has increased.
Yeah, printing, advertising and postage reduced to 25. That was
she would be able
earlier.
to answer these questions in 20 seconds.
that-
If we had her in front of us.
I'll go back and ask if we can get the detail. If there's detail to support
Can
it.
we have her come to one of the meetings and
We-
get it
we
from
can,
her? Are we
yep.
allowed to do that, or?
Yeah, yeah. If we've been.
Because then we could have like a dialogue with her, and,
Right,
cause this go-between thing
mhm,
is not cool.
yeah, it's a filter instead of,
Yeah, I mean, remember telephone game?
mhm, yep. Okay, so no other changes between last time and this time. On treasurer collector. Somewhere on the last one. He proposed 267 to 66, so there's a difference. Of about $100 in it. $98,699, we changed it again. 58,220, difference is 340. 6,000. 1,800, so there it is. Under tax collector dues and memberships. do we have 800 and reduced to 680? It's somewhere along the line, it was, I'm looking at the wrong column again. But it's now 680,
Oh, it went that, okay, it's not, it's 680, it's still 800.
yeah.
User membership.
What was the,
So if you have 800, it's 680.
Okay.
the tax collector?
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Office supplies is 1,600, not 1,500. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going the wrong way. It's 1,500, not 1,600. This is an older version. I could be marking this to what's on the screen.
Well, as long, I mean, if it's not yellow on the screen, we don't really need to.
Right.
Yeah, I agree, yeah, let's not go over it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just
Yeah,
do
yeah,
the highlighted yellow.
Yeah. We've already talked about the peach.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, which one is that yellow?
That is,
This is legal counsel.
Oh,
well,
so,
just scratch that
Okay,
right. I mean, $50,000 in a kitty.
Right.
No,
they voted
oh,
that
that was
They-
voted,
they'd be in the town, right?
down.
right,
Yes.
Right. And
Because it was on the warrant,
right.
Yes,
so it comes off the budget, because
no,
no, it came off the warrant for using free cash to do it and creating, so now it's just in the budget.
creating a stabilization line,
Right, so we didn't create it.
How can we not recommend it
yes.
We did not recommend creating a stabilization fund.
for the
For the
council?
For the
Correct.
legal.
Right.
So I think we have to do that in bold, big bold letters. We do
Right.
not recommend this.
Well,
No,
But
but
This is different, this is the line
This is
item
the line-
budget for the year,
this is the line item budget for the legal services, so they're putting it right into the budget instead of having a separate.
I see exactly what they're doing.
Yep.
Is that what they spend for legal counsel, $50,000 a year?
No, it's always
No.
been
No.
80 something, wasn't
No,
it?
that was so that they could put it aside so that when they had contract negotiations, they'd be able to pull from that for the extra legal expenses.
And not.
I
So
agree
we
with you.
shot that down
Yeah,
at
but I
town
think we should.
meeting,
Right.
and they increased it by, what, $8,700?
Well, in
I
FY
don't,
twenty,
okay,
in
so
FY 26, it was 82.5, and they've increased it to 132,500.
Oh, wait a minute, where do you, that's,
Yellow,
Okay.
okay, so I see what you're saying, I missed that part of it, yes.
yeah, that's all,
Okay.
we're
I
getting.
understand. where I come
132 they went up
in
to?
terms of the,
Yeah.
So they went
So
from
there's
80.
They're 50 grand. See, and
So they just,
not good, not
okay,
good.
so they
The town
budgeted,
shut it down, take it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, this is not that.
Yeah, it is.
It is, Dawn.
okay,
The town shut down creating a stabilization fund.
Right.
They're,
Oh, so it's semantics, we're
it's-
going to semantics here?
oh,
so,
I see what you're saying, so they shut, so when we.
So instead they rolled it
Stabilization fund, so
We
instead
were-
they
you
flipped
just-
it. Yeah, so sneaky move, sneaky move.
Oh, okay, so when we voted, I was thinking we were voting not,
No, they're
To
not
fund
for
the
the money, it has to do with the
$50,000,
stabilization
it
fund.
was just creating the fund,
Fund,
not
exactly.
anything to do with the dollars.
well, the
Correct.
dollars were gonna be moved from free cash.
Right.
Because the motion,
Into the-
when we reviewed it, we only had the motion, we had no idea where the money
Okay.
was coming from. On the floor, the motion was to move it from free cash.
Okay, so,
Was it from free cash or create the stabilization?
Okay.
fund?
Oh,
Or with the
yeah,
free
okay.
cash?
Free cash.
If the increase is for union negotiation,
Ugh,
then
Yeah.
why get a negotiator?
Get a
It's gonna
negotiator,
cost
because a
$50,000?
union negotiator and a lawyer are two completely different things.
so,
And
okay,
if
so.
a lawyer is good for town business, how is he good for the?
Bingo.
They have two, they have a labor council in that,
Well, none is very good in the
Council is
bad.
Not negotiator for the union. I
Yeah,
understand it clear as a bell, because this is.
I did, you cannot,
Yeah,
now there's a line in the budget.
Okay, so that 50,000 went into that line to increase it, okay.
secretly put in
Oh,
there.
No, it's right here in
Okay,
front of
it's
us.
just,
No, I know it's there, yeah, but
But
it's a
I,
move. It was a
Well,
move.
I vote that we don't recommend that.
Absolutely.
um,
I'll make a
I'll
motion.
second that.
We don't make motions on line items in the budget though.
Well, how do we make recommendations
We
though,
make
right?
recommendations.
We need motion
so-
to make the recommendation?
Okay, but let me just ask, because the town contracts with the firm that Adam Costa works for,
Mhm.
whatever that firm name is. So do we know if they have a labor negotiator in that firm that?
Yeah, they do.
So,
It's a big
Well, they
firm.
have a labor council.
They live in
Mhm.
council, but it's not a negotiator, because a negotiator would be separate, a separate business.
oh, it'd be a separate
It'd be a
business.
separate business. Yeah,
Okay,
now, it
wouldn't
might be
be-
a lawyer, they might be a lawyer, negotiator, maybe it might have a law degree, I don't know.
Okay,
But a lawyer does not necessarily be a
Necessarily.
negotiator,
okay,
but a negotiator could be a
Right.
lawyer.
okay, got it.
So,
Did you get it?
so if
Well,
this is
and
what it is, how can we vote on,
We,
We-
do we vote?
we,
Do we recommend the entire budget, or do we recommend the segments, or do we recommend?
we have always done department by department and recommendations on each one.
Okay, so then then when we get to
So-
that, I'm gonna
Mhm.
vote to not recommend that.
Well, aren't we there now?
Is
We-
this what we're doing?
Yeah,
What I
yeah.
think what we need to do is earmark it, see if it's still there and,
Right.
yeah.
Put
But
it
then
on
couple
the
of
next one.
This bit of a review is,
Okay.
for two,
This isn't to do the recommendations.
well,
this is,
it may not be yet. This
so what line
because
is this?
this, so I'm gonna ask
99.
Cameron, David, yes, thank you.
Or 98.
Yeah, 98.
And a total of 99.
So we don't want the extra 50K added to that line.
Well, I don't know, I know,
Right,
but I don't know how the other.
right, it's kind of like
No.
the quick note says increase to cover union and labor negotiations.
So put it on a separate line.
But again, we, you know.
There's a good, put on a separate line, then you can get a separate, I'm telling you, a lawyer is not a negotiator.
Yeah, and I will agree with you after living through a number of debacles on union, overgives, shall we say, to, I mean, one of the chiefs of police retired with the most beautiful silk parachute you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, the
that-
negotiator works for the town,
Mhm.
for the municipality, in the
Well,
same
yeah.
capacity that the union negotiator works for the employee.
Mhm.
So you've got two people working on the same level, otherwise you've got selectmen who know,
You're
and then
right.
you've got a lawyer who's looking at the legal aspects of, say, the contracts, which is entirely different than head-to-head with.
Somebody needed to be there with,
Negotiate.
I mean, I remember a handful of years ago, when we were talking about the town charter, there should be a line in the town charter to say whatever is negotiated with the selectmen has to be reviewed by the finance committee in order for the finance committee to do what they were supposed to do, and that's keep an eye on the budget.
Watchdog.
Yeah, advise and consent is the way I put it, but that comes from something important, so I won't use it again.
No, I
But in
think
any
that's
case,
very
you
important,
know,
because this puts us, I believe, behind the eight ball as a municipality.
Right,
Yeah.
so the questions, and again, we're somewhat preparing for the meeting with, here, we can give them our questions and concerns up front. This is obviously one of them. It only just says legal, we think it's, you know, our opinion and our
We're
recommendation.
gonna say
would be-
legal for negotiations?
It does,
On the side, but
on the side on
for the
the.
total,
Oh.
so if they
okay.
broke it out to be $50,000 for negotiations.
Right.
Mhm.
And then that way, it would give them the ability to hire a negotiator, right?
Yep,
You only have to phrase.
But that's different than it's a contract, it'd be,
Oh.
you know, we're not
Contract.
hiring.
I see.
yep.
Yeah.
It's kind of, so yeah.
Contract.
Going in, you know, in the
Yeah,
FY
hiring
27,
contract
you know,
out for a negotiator who does that for a living,
Mhm.
and I mean,
So we wanna break out the 50K and put it on a separate line and just say,
Yeah, I think it would
negotiate,
be-
contract negotiations or something.
Right.
I think that would change an awful lot of those
Right, and then
contracts.
next year, that line can go away and you can take your 80,000 and keep running it through.
Right.
For your legal.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Or if they're only doing one union negotiation that year, it could be 10,000.
Right.
Versus 50.
Yeah.
They know they have a big year coming up this year.
Right.
but,
Yeah.
Right, and we had,
The year we
last
needed.
year, so,
You know.
this is the year we needed, so.
We need it every year because we might not be in such a deep pond right now if we had had it many, many years ago.
I
Yeah,
agree.
But you get all the
I agree.
contracts are expiring in a couple of months.
So,
And to me, it's a no-brainer. I'm not understanding why they don't do it.
yeah, so that makes the legal total the 132,500.
I'm sorry.
No, I,
I should know better, right?
yeah, I'm,
Okay. MIS, yeah, the IT management, it's not changing every year.
Yeah. the computer stuff.
IT.
I can't even go there. I don't know. I
That's kind of how I feel.
I know.
Okay, it's kind of like overall from the deal we're getting, I think for support, for what it would take to support the town. If we did it with individuals, you're probably talking an IT director at 120,000 and a tech at 65,000 with benefits,
So it's 185.
plus benefits.
Oh, plus benefit. Okay,
Plus
so-
benefit.
So 200. What are we paying?
Why do we
Once-
need two of them? We used to have one and
We-
it's just fine.
And it did until
Well,
it
yeah,
didn't.
but
But
Isn't it half?
it was a ransom
so,
and a lot of towns at that time had the same issue.
Right. and it's kind of
Well, Pepper just had it.
the call center.
Yeah.
Yeah, Patriot. It kind of, so in effect, Townsend had it too,
Right.
because we.
But it was a lot easier if you had an issue with your computer to just call
Right.
the number and say, hey,
And I-
I'm having an issue. We
and I-
can come in and fix it.
And I think that's the difference. It's kind of like,
The customer service was what you're saying,
right, yeah,
which I think is huge.
right. So
It's in a town our size.
it's kind of like, and I think that's the difference, is it needs to be maybe the contract needs to be actively managed instead of passively, just,
I agree 100%. Because you know what, Dawn? They really don't care about towns.
they,
And we all know this because we all deal with the IT people that put the bulletin board, right? So you get a different person each time who knows nothing about you,
Right.
doesn't care about you. And I think we're still a small enough town that we need people that care.
I think it, I was gonna say, it's very difficult to then change the amount of work they do. And then some of the things they do will change the way.
And the other thinking on my part is AI is coming in.
Mhm.
Those guys are gonna be losing their job hand over fist because AI is gonna take over.
It may
So
be
they,
helping
in
them
certain,
do
in
the
certain
job.
fields,
Yeah.
certain fields, I agree. But in other fields, they're gonna be losing their jobs and they're gonna need a job. And it would be nice if somebody in Townsend worked for the town because they lost their job.
Because we're Townsend first.
I,
So we are, except
I-
when it comes to
Yeah.
A, B, C, D, E,
Right.
F, G.
And part of the Guardian contract is paying for software too, so that you may see 160,000.
No, I know, I get
here.
that, I get
It's
that.
kind of like, that's a piece.
But it would be nice to have it all priced out.
Mm.
So we would know how much are we paying for that software versus how much we're paying for the tech support.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
That
Well,
would be
the
nice to
contract-
know.
Yeah.
Well, the contract should be written that way.
The contract should be written that way, and it is, kind of like you can
It
see.
is, okay.
So is that online?
That one should be, I believe, I think I looked. It was,
Yes.
it was just signed.
Any good contract should be broken out by line
Yeah,
item.
it will be, and it's kind of like, so you can tell what you're paying for each.
So you know what you're
But-
paying for licenses,
but
what
I
you're paying
agree.
for help desk, what
Questions,
you.
yeah.
uh,
questions I've heard from the,
And whether your help desk is a 24-hour help desk, a
Right.
12-hour help
And
desk,
it's-
you know.
it's
I thought that we only had like 40 hours a month would be for help,
40 hours special work.
or special work.
What does that
Contract
mean?
work.
Yeah, what does,
Well, the 40 hours work, so
And that should all be spelled out in a contract. Exactly what.
Carol, you have to look at the contract.
but the piece is, we don't know what a project may be. So there's 40 hours of support work a month
Okay,
from them, on top of all the monitoring and everything else they're doing. But the 40 hours of support, if we don't use the 40 hours, it's like your minute plans they carry forward. So if you only use 20, you get 20 that you can use for special project. So
So 60 next month?
60 next month, and if you only use 20 again, and you carry forward 40. And so,
but what's
those
a
hours.
special, what's considered a special?
when you rewire everything in the building, it's kind of like, which we have just done recently,
Okay,
kind of, so you've got to rerun all your cables, mark them on both ends and.
yeah,
everything.
okay.
Well, we should know all that to make a good decision.
I think we do, but I think we're getting a better deal with Guardian because they are 24/7. And so we don't have to try to build a 24/7.
But is it 24/7?
It is,
If
Yeah,
it's in the contract, it
it's
is.
monitoring, yeah.
Monitoring.
Monitoring.
If I have an issue,
Monitoring,
because
yeah,
they'll call me
yeah.
when they have a chance.
Right, yeah,
Right.
yeah, because they go on the bulletin board and somebody pulls
Well,
it down. I know
because
how that
I've
works.
seen I've seen contracts where you have a help desk, and if you call, they're supposed to respond, and it's in the contract that they respond within a certain amount of.
Right, and that's the piece, what's the contract, and we build in, Anthony, when he's here, to be triage, is it something that's
And
easy?
thank
We don't have to
Goodness
escalate.
Anthony is here because it moves along much faster.
Right, you've got
Because
that
it's here.
local support,
Because
right,
he's here, he comes in,
There's a
he
local
looks at
support,
it, if
you
it's
cannot
something
separate.
he can't do,
Yeah.
he might call to figure out what to do.
Hmm.
Or he can put in a ticket for it, so it gets put in faster than if you go through the selectman's office.
I believe that in my heart, so
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 Anthony is, to me, is
worth
worth
it.
we're the
and
main,
he's helped me before when I
Yeah.
was
so
here.
when we look in here at the,
Was he equipped to do the job?
he is a good
A
first
portion
level
of the
triage.
job?
Oh, I see what you're saying, to actually be
Well,
the person.
It
I don't
transition out of
know, I
the,
don't know.
Yeah. yeah, I don't think you necessarily want to go in that way. I mean, it's a good idea, but, it's kind of, I'm just, the stipend he gets is in here, it's the 3,331.
Okay, and that's still the same.
That's still the same, no changes.
Okay, so there's been no changes in the.
There's no
in
changes,
IS.
no yellow in the IT, so the total is still sitting at 185.31.
Okay.
But again, lots of good questions and thoughts about changing the strategy. Again,
Oh,
when we
here's the
look at
thing,
IT,
We've been doing this, this is my second year, we've
Mm-hmm.
been doing it longer, and we still have the same problems. One would think that after a certain amount of time that things would change. If you keep having the same problem, you don't make change. Something's wrong with the decision making at the top.
Yeah.
That's
it's
my
kind of,
theory.
but, and again, the conversation needs to come in with in the non-budget part of a TA's time to ask the people that are using the computers, what's your problem, are you getting what you need?
Yeah, the monitoring on the inside.
Right,
find out
on
what the
the
deal is.
inside to find out, is there something that is broken with us that we need to bring?
Did you have issues, Kathy?
The answer is yes,
Guardian? Oh, yes, many issues.
yes. It's kind of, so there,
That would be a very good thing to do, is to have
Mhm.
the people who use the
Right.
computers do a survey of what kind of issues they're having
right, and any comment, because,
and comment, yeah.
common issues, to kind of like, because and again, CW Mars for the library, police and fire, they're on the system, they kind of,
So I have a question.
Yep.
Does Guardian, I know the police have their own because
Mhm.
that's specialized.
right,
What about the library? Do they have their own also?
CW Mars,
So
yep,
this is just basically town hall,
Town-
water, no,
town, Town hall, water department, no, yeah, water department, cemetery and parks. Highway,
Okay,
um,
all right.
and because they're in the building.
Why doesn't
TCAM.
library use it?
CW Mars is a system built more for library
Oh,
use, and it's kind of like, and it connects them to the full
Connects
state.
them to the whole state library system.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
And maybe national, but I kinda doubt it. Massachusetts is the only state in the union.
Yep. All right, so then we go down to the town clerk.
Town clerk, okay. Now,
Any yellow there?
I don't see any yellow in,
All right, then we'll
oh,
skip
hang on,
it.
I gotta go down.
We'll skip
I'm stuck on IT.
it, right?
Yeah.
If he doesn't have any yellow, we get skipped
Well,
at
I,
this time.
I wanna touch on
Okay,
Okay.
On the town clerk?
town clerk.
What?
Yeah, so there's no yellow, but
No yellow.
very similar to the situation we have with town administrator. If we have a resignation in the town clerk's office, you're not gonna be able to support your budget with a salary like this.
Why would the town clerk resign?
Good job. It's megabucks. How long?
I think he's happy here.
no, it has nothing to do with him.
No, it's the position and the salary. If we're saying that a town administrator salary is 170, and if we need to bring somebody in, the 170 is the target, we should be doing that in every department.
Well, they dropped the salary last year for the town clerk.
Yes, they did.
Weren't you making more than that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it,
And the same with Jess, your assistant.
But they have had
Right,
a lot
right.
of years
just
too.
can be, I mean, the just piece can be the grade in the step, where you are.
But they're not on the matrix.
They're not on,
No, because it's elected, it's a total different.
well, the town clerk, but not the assistant,
Yeah, the assistant's something different.
right, it kind of,
But
yes.
it's kind of like the assistant for the town administrator, that should really be a higher pay.
Mhm.
It really should.
Yes. Right.
Person out of the position, we're looking at position.
yeah,
Okay.
that's my, and maybe this is a longer vision and not necessarily today's budget.
Okay, yeah, so
Right.
because the selectmen, the current selectmen, their goal, as I see demonstrated, is that they want the town clerk to be appointed by them.
Yes,
They do
That
not
was-
like to be elected. Now, how would that change if they got their way? Because they've been pretty adamant about that. How would that change the salary?
They asked to change, I think if you're doing the appointing and trying to hire somebody with experience and coming in, you're talking 80, 85, on there. So again, it's are we able to manage within the budget those pieces? Do we wanna put in here? Because I'm gonna have the same question when we get to fire chief. It's kind of like.
yeah, because, yeah,
As we
Well,
go, it's
so-
kind of like, so for FY 27,
Yeah,
the budget is put together. But and I just wanted to mention it as we're passing it, I think we need to present the longer term vision of what's the vision for the town, how, when we have this salary, when does it get up to a real salary that a town clerk should be making?
but see, these are the kind of issues I think that we should be working on outside the budget time.
Mhm.
And
Right.
believe me, I'm not saying Tuesday and
Yeah.
Thursday for the rest of our life
Yeah, no,
on
no,
here.
no.
But I think these are the kind of things that we should be highlighting now, that we revisit
Right.
in the off budget time and get the recommendations.
Yep. So-
Or however, if they're gonna listen to us, I don't know,
Right.
but get a plan in place, cause nobody else is.
Right, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like.
no, I think you're right.
Yeah, it needs to be, I think, a working
A work in progress.
a working team to really do it, because we have to take a look at the budget, and again, by 27, the budget.
I know that we were told, that's it, it's not moving, that's it, end of story.
Right.
Got it,
Right, but
we got a marching
I
order.
just want to put the thought in on people's heads as we.
But I think we really have to do it this year. We have to
Right.
do it this year because no one else is doing it.
But
Maybe
yeah,
in the
it will-
TA, maybe it's because we haven't had good TAs.
Right,
I don't
and
know.
that could be, it's kind of like, so we'll see.
But it's historic that the selectman's office does not like the town clerk's office. That's
Well, you
goes
gotta
way
stop
back.
with the likes, and they gotta stop with the agendas and the friends and family. It's just gotta stop.
We have,
And the Townsend first,
I think town clerk has jobs that has to be, you know,
It's
has to
driven
have
by
to be
Mass
done.
General Law.
Right, it's driven by Mass General Law, and we have to,
but we have
Bye-bye.
seen that the regime for the past
So-
10 years haven't necessarily watched the Mass General Law.
So what's happening with the election budget? Cause I'm a little concerned with what I see here.
okay, well, we can talk about that,
You can
because
talk, you can speak to that, yeah.
it's kind of, so the election budget for this
Do we have,
year,
do we have any yellows in there?
there is no,
Maybe that's why she wants to talk to it.
Yeah.
Wages, $3,000 for 3 elections, it's not gonna fly.
no, it should, that's this year. It should be 38,000. Oh, you have an older version. I'm looking up here. It hasn't changed, but it's 38.
Okay, so can you, line 139, which is wages operating staff,
Yeah.
what is that at?
Operating staff, sorry. That is here in this column, 38,060.
Why so high? For just wages?
That's just wages.
Yeah.
The expenses is 9,000 for a total of 47,000, so it looks like they've taken,
Okay, so this makes no sense. to
Okay.
me.
they may have adjusted, because I'm looking here, in the previous version, they had 10,500 of professional services. And they reduced that to 4,500. I wonder if that was moved up to the wages to
But
cover.
can they do that? Take that out of wages, because professional services always covered the printing of the ballots.
Mhm.
Not the maintenance of equipment, but if you had any equipment that went down that
Right, yeah,
needed to be fixed or whatever.
right.
Um,
I was thinking that was the folding, stuffing and mailing, like the census.
no, that, the census is a whole
The
different
whole
budget.
stuffing, okay,
Yep,
okay.
so I don't understand that number.
The shifting, okay. So the expenses had been in an earlier version of this 29,350.
And they went down to 9,000?
And now it's down to 9,000.
They went down $20,000?
They dropped the police detail.
Well, the police
Oh.
detail, I can understand if they wanted to include that under wages, I guess.
Maybe,
But that's only $6,000, because if there was 3 elections, I would be budgeting, I would not be budgeting. It would have been $9,000 I would have
Right.
requested for it. But then with this, police, it would have been up to 15,000.
right,
So I'm not sure where that comes from.
yeah, because the.
And what's happening with that? Just while we're on that subject. Is that moved, done, over? We can't deal with that?
Yes, today, I don't know.
Appears to be right for the moment. Kind of like we don't have,
Because in this, it says the department request, the total was 38,350. What I have on
Right,
this,
that's what, F-27 department request.
for elections total, which includes the pay, the wages and the expenses.
Okay.
Which makes more sense than 38,000 for operating wages, for operating staff.
right, so they took money out of most every line down below and looks like they moved it up above. So the expenses went, if I can highlight a column here. I can't because it's a PDF, not
All right, so what is 142? line 142, which is repair equipment. Maintenance and repair of equipment.
Maintenance and repair of equipment is now in this file 2,500.
Okay, that's what I have on this sheet too.
Yeah.
Which
Right.
I don't believe that's correct, cause I think that's just for the voting machines, it's
Hmm.
not for the,
And,
battery.
yeah. And then professional services, 4,500. 1,000 for the printing and advertising and postage. 1,000 for other supplies. $75 for the mileage, for a total of 9,075.
Well, I thought, no, I could be wrong, I thought that if something was in wages, it needs to go to wages, not towards expenses, which would be postage. For instance, for
Okay.
for for 3 elections and early vote
Mhm.
postage, that's gonna be a whole lot more than $1,000.
Right. And if it's still here.
Really?
Don't get it.
He's looking, he's reading the numbers on his thing.
Oh,
Do you want me to take away the highlight?
No, it doesn't matter.
Taking it away anyway.
That's fine.
Kinda, I don't like it.
need a better system.
Yep.
So there's questions on that.
There's questions on
We
the
don't have to
question.
pick it apart tonight, but
No,
there's
it's kinda
questions
like-
on it.
So do you want the town clerk to come in and address them, or do you wanna figure them out yourself?
Well, I think first we wanted, it seems like we
Do
first
you
want to
think
talk
it's
with Karen
too
about
high,
it.
or?
No, the amount is okay, but not the way it's allocated.
Right, yeah,
Oh, allocation.
it's the allocation
Right,
wages.
she thinks the wage allocation is too high and the other expense allocations are too low.
And it was always taught you couldn't pay an expense out of wages unless it was transferred or
At
something.
the end of the
Right,
year, you do
right.
the municipal
Yeah.
wage transfers.
So,
So that would be it, but the other, I thought they were gonna do an article for 35,000 for,
that's what I thought
Election.
too, and,
Well, didn't we create an election fund?
we did, and I thought,
but it wasn't voted on at special town meeting this year because
Well, they tabled it because,
we didn't have,
We
yeah,
didn't get
he
there.
was gonna take
Right.
no action on it, and I'm not sure why.
right, so that, we didn't get to that, at the special town meeting, we didn't get to the last 3 or 4 articles.
But I thought but we created the fund last year, I thought.
Or the year before, yeah.
The year
we
before,
have the
yeah.
fund.
Before.
So it's,
22,000, I
it's-
think.
it's there, and when we look at the list of items that they had for free cash, and I don't have it on this hard copy, we'll go back on the, if I switch over to the recap.
Would that be in the recap?
It's in the recap, down on the bottom. So just forward it. It was, right now, I'm highlighting the line 35,000 for elections. Scheduled, so that's gonna be a warrant article.
All right, do you think that,
Well, yeah, that was what was in the special town meeting that we didn't get to. I don't know.
I thought-
the article.
yeah, I
And-
thought he was taking no action on that or something.
Right,
But I think it was to put her off to the May,
to the May, to even the May special.
yeah, okay.
It's kind of like, so they were putting it off, but that, so far, that's what we
But that-
see.
But that's basically made it so that it will remain even throughout the years, and if you have an extra election, you don't have to be hunting for money.
Right.
Hold it.
Well, I guess what I'm kind of, so
So,
if that line item is there on the recap sheet, that could be why the amount, maybe the allocation's not right, but that
Right.
might be why the amount went up so much.
it could be,
Okay,
Yes.
so we need to talk, so when we talk with Karen, we need to talk more about the elections.
Right, and, you know, if we wanna have, town clerk here to discuss it, to make sure everything's in agreement.
Yeah, cause I don't know what his thoughts are with this.
Right. Yep, so that's, yeah, so there's pieces of information here and there, but that's why I had seen the 35,000. So maybe, you know, they put the 35,000 there as a free cash. And then they put 35,000 into that labor line. They were planning to do it because when you look at the rest of the recap sheet, they're saying use 135,000 of free cash to support the budget. So again, questions for Aaron or how the budget's being put together and gonna be presented. You wanna? I'll go back on the budget. Right, that was elections. We have questions on it. We wanna know. Registrars, no change, no questions. I don't think. A little bit of stipend increase for them this year. Street listings. No change. Now we're into conservation. And again, I have no changes from highlighted with the yellow. Still 49,231
Okay.
on the conservation total. Did that match?
Yep.
Okay. Next. MRPC dues and memberships. No change there, 33,562.
Yep.
Planning board, I see no yellow changes. Planning board total 33,669.
Yep.
Zoning board of appeals, no changes, 6,464.
Yep.
Land use, we have two changes.
Okay.
First is the land use coordinator reduced to 3,500.
What is a land use coordinator?
Okay, you want me to look it up?
They oversee the, conservation zoning and planning board. All the applications that come in and everything, I believe.
Okay.
And also the housing and grant administrator is being dropped. Almost in half, 30,311.
Oh, that's what I have here.
Okay,
Yeah,
so the total on land use personnel is 11,811. Reduced expenses hasn't changed, there's no yellow, so 1,250 for expenses.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
1,000. I have 1,750.
yeah,
Okay, so let me see with this. Looks like they were, the land use tech, professional and tech services dropped to 500.
well, that would do it right there,
Then,
Okay,
so that should be yellow.
so it's
yeah,
at 1,250?
office supplies went to 250.
Yeah,
100 for travel and state,
yeah,
training 250.
yeah,
And land use dues and memberships 150.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so it's just that 500. And then that makes the total 13,061. Facilities. So I have no changes indicated here. The personnel is 101,082.
the facilities?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I was looking at the wrong line, okay. Yep, that's so it's here.
And expenses, the energy, jumped on to the next page. Okay, I still have no yellow, so the total for expenses is 220,298
Yeah.
and 321,380 for the total. in
Yeah.
facilities.
Okay.
Okay, so the general government total with that
Oh, yep,
is now 1,762,257.
okay, so we're at $70,000.
Yeah.
So is the police budget here, is this like really fluid because they're still negotiating?
I think that's, overall we finished that, but yeah, it's kind of like, in order to fund this budget, we're talking that 197,000 on the override, that's the pass. Yeah,
And this is the amounts if the override passes.
yes, yep, I have in the notes, it says police wages based on approved override.
Okay. Oh, yeah, right here, okay.
Yeah,
See, this is what's nice though, is that salary and wages operating staff,
mhm,
15 officers.
Yeah.
And passing override, so
Right.
that's kind of nice to know.
ooh. Hitting the down button and sliding to the side. Oh. Maybe, let me get down, okay, so police. Personnel is 1,908,635,
Oh, so what I know,
okay,
1,000,009 what?
oh, eight,
Oh, wait.
635.
635.
He does have a note on one of the lines that says check this, but let's, so do we need to go down the line and identify the changes?
Yeah, if you can just go
Yep.
down real quick.
New contract for the chief, 171,350.
Okay,
There
there
it
it is,
is.
I think. 171, 350.
350.
Okay, that's all.
That one
Okay.
should have been yellow. Oh,
Yep.
That explains it.
Yep, that
Okay.
explains, yes.
Okay. Then expenses is 302,470.
8,247, that's a little bit of a
That's
change.
500 more than what
Okay.
we had, I had in the last printout that I got.
Okay, yep, okay, there's only about a dozen numbers, 25,000 for energy.
Yep.
Yeah.
1,800 for water.
Yeah.
Building and maintenance, 20,000.
Yeah.
46 for repair and
Yeah.
maintenance. 200 for equipment rental.
Yeah.
There's 11,000 for professional services.
Yeah.
7,700 for communication.
Yeah,
Other services, 1,000.
Yeah.
Other services, prisoners, 500.
Yeah.
2,000 for office supplies.
yeah.
Vehicular supplies, 35,000.
There you go. It was 34.5.
Okay.
And that means that plays the.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have another one? Do you have another one?
Yeah.
I mean, another one. All right, and where's the trash can? That's where this thing's going.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Close, close.
It's not really.
You did make the team.
I got 16 in here.
He's got a star picture.
I got my,
Do you need a pen?
no, I'm good. Carol's taking notes and I'm driving a computer.
I'm not taking notes.
No.
I
Okay.
ain't forgiven, but
Yep, no, it's kind of,
figures.
Okay, next is fire EMS.
Yeah.
And again, just to mention that these,
The fire chief, if he leaves, will his salary like double?
He's not gonna leave, he enjoys the attention too much.
Absolutely.
oh,
Especially with he gonna be treated like
No.
a god.
again, this short-term.
All I did was say hi, chief, when I went in to pay them to run just due for a license to have a fire on my own property.
You didn't bend a knee?
And
No, I didn't think, I forgot you, I did, I know, I
You didn't get the
Yeah,
memo.
think I'll send a memo next time.
So it, and again, yeah, it's kind of like if the contract,
If he decided to retire,
if he, yeah.
Well, it's gonna happen within a few years, I
Right,
mean,
yeah,
I don't know exactly, but
Do you have to
Do they-
retire in a certain year?
The numbers, he's already bumped the number up to 91.
right, he's bumped it up, but this is based on 32-hour week. So if you go to a full-time person, you're talking another,
You're not based
20%.
on his contract.
that's, again, this is based on his contract
And
and,
he's trying to get himself set up for when he leaves.
well,
Why are we not a volunteer fire department?
we-
Oh, good question.
um,
We always were.
we were, but we have evolved into,
Yeah, well, maybe we should evolve back.
It was just
if
as
we
volunteer.
move back, we might not get the ambulance receipts that the
Right.
town
well,
counts on.
that's gonna be the piece, if you
You
then,
still have EMS, won't you?
well, then,
But if you may not be going out as to all the surrounding towns.
Yeah.
You mean to make it a business?
But like Kieran's, I was talking to Kieran, and Dunstable has a private ambulance and
Right.
it takes 30 minutes for them to even get out to Dunstable from Chelmsford.
right,
Yeah, but we already have it set up.
But we haven't set up.
Right. yeah, it's kind of like you'd have to really separate the two between fire and EMS. We have people that are doing jobs on both sides of the fence.
but haven't we had a chief for a long time versus the people under the chief that's paid?
It always had that, yes, it's kind of like.
What do you mean?
So we,
So the firefighters were, volunteer, and they got paid like an on-call type thing, minimal, I mean, it wasn't a
Yeah,
lot
per
of
diem,
money.
yeah.
So if there was a fire, they got paid.
Mhm. That
But the
makes sense.
fire chief has been in place for a while.
Oh,
Somebody has to run the department.
Right.
right, who's there? Who's running it?
we kind of, and if we go back a few years, we were paying a full-time chief $130,000.
Were we really? Full time, I mean, he worked more than
Full-time.
Full-time,
Yeah,
and they were
full-time,
on call
and they
20.
were on call 24/7.
24/7?
Yeah,
So it was 130, and now what is it?
91, if we're going up this year.
so if we were to,
Oh, I get it. Now, did he have the same credentials as the current fire chief?
He had experience in other towns and he get involved, he had gone up.
yes, he had
Real.
a lot,
Real
yeah, I
credentials.
believe he was a retired chief from from New Hampshire.
So he's like certified fire chief.
Yeah,
All that I'm saying is, again, this falls into that,
it's not the person, it's the
it's the position. It's kind of like the
So if it
position.
was 130 before, it potentially could be that in the future.
You're right. And based on the number of people and what you're doing, compare it to the police chief. you might
and it'd
on
be
par
interesting
with
to
that.
find out how
Yeah.
much.
Depending-
What's the
Yeah,
police chief pay? 130?
We just,
No, he's at
Let's-
171 in the new contract for FY 27.
Yeah.
So,
and I
so
think they're
that's,
pretty-
that's why,
But,
for the fire chief,
Pepperell just hired a new fire
What?
chief.
which one are you
It'd
trying
be
to?
interesting
Fire
to
chief
find out what
27.
they hired him at, and maybe.
90 or
they could go
70?
on that.
90,
But
91.
Pepperell's also
91
more
coming up.
volunteer, I
91,
believe, right?
I'm not sure about
No,
that, but
it's kind of like they have some.
They have a mix of volunteer and full-time.
And full-time.
Do we have a mix of volunteer and full-time or?
We have on
We have
call,
on call.
yeah, we have a full list. If you're ever interested in seeing the full list, you can go online and see the appointed positions on the town clerk's website. You can see all the appointed.
probably
Yeah, there was a lot.
40 people that's on there, because they, a lot of them hold full-time
Yeah,
positions in
yeah.
other departments.
No, my
Job.
in-laws are all fire department people, so
Oh,
I
okay.
know how all
Yeah,
the volunteer stuff, all.
it's,
Yeah,
So,
it's complicated, I think.
so again, it hasn't changed, but I bring it up for the future piece of
I don't think it's complicated.
what would a.
We're trying to,
How many hours a week is that for the fire chief?
It says 32.
Don't go on you. That comes up with
Never know.
114 and something for a week.
Yeah,
And
so
still low.
I think it's still low, but, again, just something to consider going forward of, we need to be prepared for this. How are we gonna be prepared for this if we get to a point where we're going out to sign a contract on the next person?
Well, theoretically, we're a long way from that.
no, not really.
Not really.
Mandatory retirement.
Gotta be close to
They do it just
65,
like
isn't
police
it?
chief. Police chief is 65, I believe fire chief is the same.
I think.
Can they have to go, or can they be special dispensation like
No,
the
usually
state?
No,
law,
they
I know
have
law
to.
enforcement has mandatory.
They're mandatory, and so far I haven't seen anybody get, they,
Extension or pardon or
yeah,
whatever they call it.
yeah, or an exclusion to
To the mandatory, I think they do
The
it.
fire chief has a mandatory retirement?
as does the police chief, yeah. And I assume that all that,
And we know that's ironclad, right?
so far, yeah. I haven't seen
I
anything.
know, I have cousins that are both police and fire, and they both reach their mandatory retirement age, so they're,
Yeah,
So again, it's not, like, this is FY 27, this is the salary coming in. You can see that.
So you wanna put that on the list of, again,
I
right?
think so, yeah, in my mind, it's
Now, do we have a fire assistant chief or assistant fire
it's
chief?
not funded for next year. So according to this, it's $0 for next year.
So what happened to that money that fire chief, the assistant made, who left in the middle of the?
and part of it went into the chief's salary, right?
If they increase the chief's salary for this year, then yes, if they increase his hours this year to cover the hours that the assistant chief was working, then that could be one place, but other than that, if you're not paying the person, they should eventually, he was here part of the year, but the rest of the wages might come out. If they didn't divide it out and move it around somewhere in the fire department, it would be available in free cash.
Well, of course, we never had a meeting, so we don't know.
Right.
With that department, yeah.
And this would be interesting to find out how many positions,
Right, how many in each position?
how many lieutenants, captains.
Yeah. When you see it, find how many
Paramedics and
people are in it.
Yeah.
Again, back to.
So you need to do real analysis and find out, get the real answer. You think that's gonna happen?
It should,
Right.
I
as
know.
far as I'm
Yep.
concerned.
So we'll ask the questions. It's kind of like that's the piece we want to see.
Who are we asking?
Well, we'll ask each, we can send it, if it needs to go through Karen, we'll send it to Karen. We want to see department head. It's similar to what, Chief Sartell supplies, which is,
Who came voluntarily and gave us a very good presentation.
right, and all his full staff was,
Yeah.
was identified, and we
Mhm.
saw each person in each.
Right, he's very easy to deal with.
Like, so then-
Okay.
So this is the position.
Oh, so what's the totals on?
Yeah, so we'll start with fire personnel. $1,330,425.
Okay,
That's
Yeah.
what I have.
that's the thing, yeah.
And the expenses is $320,470.
Yep,
For a total for fire EMS of $1,658,95.
yep,
Okay,
Okay, then the TEMA, right there. I see no yellow there. That salary is just one item, 2,386.
Mhm.
Equipment or expenses, 1,725. And total for TEMA is 4,120.
yep.
The communications, the personnel, because it used to be in-house, that's all zero.
Right.
And then the rest of it is gonna be 369,993.
Okay, I have 358.
okay?
What's your total, Don?
That was in its department request, so is that possible that maybe you restored that?
we, I've got 369,983 across the board, so, so it's, we have 19,000 in the repair and maintenance.
Okay.
The technical services is 34,000. Communication is 39,000. And, the other services is 277,993.
Okay, so he just restored what he originally had in the request back to what it
That's
was.
what it was. Okay. So that's Patriot.
What's happening with that now that they've been hacked? Do we know anything?
I haven't heard any further updates for it. I had been looking and seeing it on the news. I haven't seen anything directly in the town. But good question. Kind of like, okay. Building inspector. Building public safety. So we all know.
Any yellow there in the,
I got nothing on building inspector. The salary personnel is 78,626.
yep,
70,000?
78,000.
78,000 for the hours?
Well, that's all the way.
for the whole department.
For the whole department.
One more person in the department.
No, you have the electrical inspector and,
Oh, all of the, oh.
are they in there?
No.
No, they're
electrical is
separate.
This is, he had, he's dropped his alternate and, the support staff.
So it's just one person in the office right now.
So, wait a
He's not
minute,
there.
there's $10,000 here.
It's 10,000, so you,
Support staff.
right, so,
Is that the other inspector? No.
no.
Yeah,
It's
separately.
some office support, I would think.
But there is no office.
There is, no, so we have to. Yep, that's a question.
And there's a hiring freeze.
There's a hiring freeze, so if they're gonna pay anybody, it has to be
It would
on the
be tough.
exclusion.
Yeah, so you're saying this budgeted for, admin support?
It's budgeted for support staff, yeah,
$10,000, that's all.
that's 10,000 per year, yeah. So there's,
So if he's out of town and there's an
Mhm.
inspection that needs to be had, who does it?
I guess he's scheduled it when he comes back in.
Oh, but he only works 5 days a week, right?
Yeah, but
He's in the office.
the thing
He's in
is,
the office.
is that if you have a fire,
Mhm.
a structure,
Let's say a restaurant.
they have to come out
To
and
confirm.
to declare whether people can go back in.
Hmm.
So what happens then? I don't know.
Who knows? I mean,
Do you know what I mean? Cause
Yeah, I do.
I remember
Maybe they'll have an agreement with Pepper or
with another
with
town,
another town, then I say Pepper, but yeah.
because, I remember
Pine
Pine Ridge,
Ridge.
and the building inspector was there for most of the night.
Hmm. Yeah.
Alright,
so is that how it's always gonna be? At the building inspector? So, because we had a full-time, well,
Mhm.
person who was there who helped the people
Right.
who got, you know, who did the clerical, I mean,
Right.
that's not,
no, so now he's in the office on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
And I think he just posted,
maybe
changed the
before or
hours,
something. Yeah, I don't know.
I think there was a new posting for new hours on the website today. But,
there was, I saw it, but I don't remember what it was.
Hmm.
I haven't paid attention.
so he's trying to get by with, reducing the payroll and trying to still do all the functions of the building inspector office. I don't know if it probably has been helped with the online permitting. To automate it a little bit, so that people do the online permit. And
I think it's a Herculean task based that he's working for like 4 or 5 other municipalities. And I don't see how they're gonna be serviced very well, but, and again. Family and
Well,
friends.
we can,
So.
Yeah.
The gas inspector, they didn't get
Okay.
any kind of an increase?
no, kind of like, and that's been about 4 years, I think.
I mean, why didn't they get the 2%? At least, do you know what I mean?
I-
The registrar's got them and that
Right.
is more or less a stipend, that's
Mhm.
why I'm wondering.
Right. We can ask Bob, I mean, I will tell you, it makes sense, and, I know they would appreciate it.
I mean, it's not much, but it's something.
Mm-hmm. Right, but based on,
So did the building inspector get an increase in his fees or wages?
Yes. 2%.
He got 2%, but the other people who work didn't get anything.
right, they're,
That's
It's a different department.
they're paid, yeah, no, they fall under,
Yeah,
under him in the buildings, but they're not employees, they're paid purely by stipend based on the call outs for inspections.
Or like per call.
Per call.
Per call, yeah. But again, their costs and things are going up to get out to the sites and do the inspections and all that. It's kind of like,
but they do get mileage and such, they do. Well, gas inspector, oh, well, he's also a plumbing inspector, so it might be under, yeah.
Yeah.
But he gets
okay,
$1,200 budgeted for travel.
for travel, okay, I haven't scrolled down to professional and technical. And go to the next page for the, yep, mileage.
Did they do away with all the alternates?
It looks that
Looks
way.
like it, huh?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Electrical
So what if something
inspection-
happens to him? While we're talking about things happening.
Right. We'd have to find a way to contract out the services. I would assume that somebody that does building inspector services for.
Like a third, like company?
Yeah, independent, yeah.
Just a company that does that, like,
I'm only making a guess because they have people that do accounting, I'm sure they
Oh,
have
you-
people.
oh, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm
Applying.
making an extrapolation that somebody probably has a business out there that would do.
If not, they're listening to you, Dawn, and they're thinking, aha.
Townsend's gonna.
I was just thinking my son-in-law, friends and family.
Oh my God, you're in.
Yeah.
You're in.
But, yeah, it's kind of like, and then, yeah.
So, so the, gas inspector is still 7,000
Yes.
and then the plumbing inspector is 11,600 total
11,600
between the two.
total, around on me.
Yeah.
Gas inspector is 7,000, yeah.
Okay,
Plumbing inspector is 10,000. Oh, personnel. And total, the plumbing inspector is 11,600, yeah.
okay.
Dealer with weights and measures, we're using the state program again, I believe.
Yeah, it was-
So there's 215 in expenses, no changes there.
okay.
And the electrical inspector, 17,000 for personnel. I'm not seeing any changes. Expenses 1750 for a total of 18,750.
Yeah.
Animal inspector, still 1,200.
That's the one that we haven't,
Phil,
Right,
Phil, right?
Rabies.
Yeah. And then I'm not seeing any changes in animal control, so the total for the department is 24,257. Yep. Tree warden. Modified a little bit on the stipend, went to 13,367.
Okay. That's what we,
Okay, it's marked yellow here. Okay, so the total for tree warden is 19,404.
nope, 21,741.
Okay, so I have a note for a third reduction on rental equipment, 4,537.
Okay, that's the difference, cause it was 67 before.
Okay,
So what is it, 4537?
Yep.
Okay. All right. And the total is what?
the total is 19,404 for tree warden.
Okay.
Then we get on the little one. Once we get past the people, this little toolbar, it's gotta go away. The burial agent, $154,000.
Yeah, she was 100. Yep, 154.
Parking clerk, 71.
Yep.
Yep.
Parking, and so
Do we have a grand total for public safety?
we have a grand total of $4,412,600. Okay, so that's the end of public safety. Now,
The highway's not in public safety?
No. That's under highway and streets, I think.
It should be considered public safety.
It has a role, yeah.
Yeah.
Next section is education in the schools.
Yep.
And I'm not seeing any yellow for the changes, so the total for expenses is 17,227,323.
Well, cause I got 307, so that's what,
Okay.
$15?
Yeah.
Ooh,
20,
Okay,
but
so,
no, why?
okay, so 14,176,308.
Yep.
And Middlesex, and 1,429,714.
There you go. What's that one? Oh, the debt.
The debt, yeah.
So the debt went up $16.
Okay.
Okay.
But should be, I would have expected that to have been down.
I know.
Well, no, it went up,
Yeah, no.
but it went up from the past years, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but that's, in my mind, it's supposed to be going down till it's
Right,
zero.
right.
Until it's paid off. Unless the interest rate on the bonds or something change.
Most time municipal fund is, hey,
I
we
don't think so.
get what you get.
Yeah,
It's not a variable like.
yeah. Oh, another question, we can, for the school, for the excluded debt for North Middlesex. And I'm gonna question the debt exclusion on Neshoba Valley, that looks way too low.
Well, no, it went down quite a bit, let's not, let's take the money and run.
But I think something was paid for, do you remember when we went to the breakfast?
Hmm.
Didn't they say that something had been paid off
Some
or
debt,
dropped off?
some debt was
but
paid off,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
She did say some
Yeah.
I
debt was.
forget what it was, but it seemed like there was a debt that was paid up.
Yes, absolutely.
but
I did say that.
I know one other year we had it drop low like this, and then we saw the increase when it later in the year. So I just wanna be,
She
Yeah.
definitely had a drop, though, she did say. that.
Yeah,
The
okay,
debt was
so
paid.
So for the show, you wanna ask about?
I just wanna double check on that.
Yep,
Yeah.
Well, she'll answer that in 2
Nothing,
seconds, because she's wonderful.
nothing wrong with
I
asking
mean-
the question.
If we have the surprise like we had before,
So how come the school came in so low? Any idea?
Maybe they got
at
state
2%
benefits.
to 2.04,
Yeah,
I just heard that they sharpened and tried to do bare bones.
did they still get more money from the state? Cause didn't they get money from the state last year? They had that big
Supplemental?
thing, yeah.
But it's what they got this year. It's extra.
So maybe that,
It could be the supplemental that came in, that
yeah,
they had, that would give them more in the E&D this
Yeah.
year, which then they could use.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Say, and
Just
the
curious.
E&D, excess and.
Not complaining,
Yeah.
just so you know.
No, but yeah,
Asking.
it's kind of like, but it says
You better be careful, yeah.
I know.
they knew the towns were gonna be tight this year, so.
Really not what
Okay,
they
so
have.
that's the end of education, so that would be the 17.
27323.
323,
Yeah.
yeah, on both lines.
Yeah.
Yep. Then you get into highway,
Yep,
okay, 813, just,
any yellow on that?
so, I don't see any yellow on highway.
So what's your personnel total?
Personnel total is 488,606.
Yep. This is-
Okay.
And the expenses,
Yep,
123,993,
yep,
Okay,
and the total for highway is 612,599.
yep,
okay.
Okay,
Oh, and then we get the snow and ice.
then we get to snow and ice.
Did you like the snow this morning?
No.
Oh, my word, look at
yeah. Well, I use it as an excuse not to drive into work, so.
And they say, what do you
So you're good.
Yeah, so I didn't mind that.
Oh, boy, are you really, I'm rolling up my pants legs on that one. Even before it started, I would have.
Yeah. Take any excuse I can not to drive into work from
How
home
far do you go?
to Andover,
Yeah, but if I go 495?
yeah,
Yeah.
then I gotta go up.
You can't get there at 495 with that hour in the morning.
That's awful.
Then I get,
Get anywhere.
then I gotta go up 90, up one exit up 93.
Ooh.
Not down, up,
River,
up,
river,
yeah.
all that,
Oh, river, oh,
that area thing. Oh, and then- Okay, highway snow and ice. I have one yellow, which is for the salt for next year.
Okay,
128,763.
They brought it down?
Was he up higher than
It
that?
was 143,070
Can't go
before.
down.
Okay, yeah,
Well, I mean, maybe, okay, so maybe maybe he modified, maybe they modified what they were gonna order because the prior year was 95.
right.
And they had jacked it up to 143 and you're saying it's now what, 128?
128,763.
763?
Yeah.
So maybe the increase wasn't as big as they were expecting or something for pre-ordering.
And again, I mean, this is the one you can deficit spend.
Right.
So,
Right.
kind of like,
so what's the total then on that?
total I have is 247,623 on expenses.
Okay,
So that would be about 15,000.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then the total, snow and ice total would be 297,123.
Yep.
Okay, streetlights, no change, 18,078.
we don't have any street.
We don't have any streetlights.
Well, come down to my neighborhood, we got,
We got
half
one
dozen.
You do?
There's one over there, one there, and another one somewhere close by.
Yeah.
In the Tyler Road, right outside the bedroom window. Then the one that's my neighbor's place right up the street. I forget where the other one is.
Get the lighting note in.
So the highway and streets total then?
The highway and streets
Yeah,
total is 927,000.
You can take the light down anytime you want.
That's different.
Okay.
That should be about 15,000.
Oh, that comes into
I
that.
want
Okay,
that lights.
yeah.
Okay, then we're moving on to solid waste.
Yeah.
I have no yellow. And solid waste total 19,700.
I had 9,700.
19,000.
But there was a $10,000 for curbside pickup added in there
Right.
for solid waste, line 575.
Oh, okay.
Different version, but I can't see. Yep, yeah, so that curbside pickup is the town, all the town dumpster
Yeah,
pickup locations. Okay. Okay, so solid waste total 19,700. That's the end of that section, another section covered.
Yeah.
Then we move into cemetery and parks. And I have no changes under personnel, so that is listed at 157,790.
Okay,
The expenses for cemetery and parks. Next page. Expenses is 11,203,
yep,
and the total is 168,993.
okay,
Okay. Next, housing authority. I have no changes. The total is 2707.
yep,
Okay. Now the housing trust, I have,
we do,
You know,
well, the whole thing, huh?
So the housing trust support staff is 2,440,
Okay,
and that's the end of the wages at 2,440.
yep,
Okay.
Professional services was dropped to 1,350. Training was dropped to 50. Office supplies, 50. And mileage is $75.
okay,
That makes the expenses 1,525,
okay,
and the housing trust total now is 3,965.
$75 will barely pay for gas anymore.
Maybe they don't go very
Okay. Board of Health, no changes on the top, so the personnel is 53,860.
uh-huh,
Expenses is $125.
okay,
The total Board of Health is 53,985.
yep,
Then we have the Neshoba Board of Health.
yeah,
The nursing contract is 22, no changes, so I'll just go to total expenses is 70,715. And that's the total.
yep,
Then we have landfill engineering. No change, but 25,700.
right,
Council on Aging. I have nothing that is yellows for personnel. Wages is 127,514, and the expenses is 5,404.
yep,
Total council on aging 132,918.
okay,
Veterans agent. There's no changes, so we'll go to the bottom. Veterans agents total 47,897.
No,
well, I got 48,448, something changed.
So wages is 6,747.
Yep,
Damn, $50 on office supplies.
okay, I have 51, but there's one down,
$350 for software.
there we go. That was 500, when
It was 500 last year, yep.
okay,
Or earlier.
that's probably it, then.
So that, and then 750, and then 40,000 on the services.
Okay, 750 is also a change.
Okay. And so that total becomes 41,150.
and then what's the total?
Total is 47,897. Which, and that's the end of the human services section, so that update now is now 506,879. The threes and the eights are,
Yeah.
they get them on white font here. And like, moving on in the cultural section, library. Personnel, again, no changes, so I'll just go to the bottom line, 361, 344.
Mhm.
Expenses, 96,197.
Yep,
For library total for 457,541. Recreation, I got no changes. Personnel was 65,381.
Yeah.
Expenses, like they took away, no changes though, it's 0.
yep,
And so 65,381.
yep,
Here's the recreation. I have no changes in Memorial Day or band concerts.
What's Memorial Day?
Memorial Day has 3 lines: professional services, band services, and other supplies.
How much?
Let's see, do my math.
For Memorial Day, that's Memorial Day only.
That's more, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's on this.
They didn't sum it as a separate thing, it's Memorial Day and band concerts are summed together.
3,
Yeah, they shouldn't be.
4, 4,300 and, no, 4,000.
I have 6405.
For Memorial Day only?
1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4.
For the flowers
Okay,
and
so
the
that's
bus?
5, 6,
Yeah,
6075 and 330.
6075 and 330, okay.
Yeah.
So $6,405.
Yeah.
For Memorial
Yeah,
Day
that's-
only.
For Memorial Day only.
And what's the total?
Then we'll add bands, $9,050 and 400 in other supplies, so that's 94.50. So the total in band concerts and Memorial Days is 15,855. Yeah. Okay. Flight committee is reduced to 1,300 from last year, no change. Should be no change between my version and your version.
Yes, nothing.
And the total for culture and recreation is $540,077.
yep,
Same.
What does that mean, cultural and recreation? Is that the recreation department?
well, that's all those.
That's all
we
those.
just
Oh,
went
that's
through.
that.
Right, library, council.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Now we're into the debt. And then,
I mean, do we need to go through, I mean, the debt is what the debt is, right? Do we
right,
need to-
and it shouldn't have changed, I don't think, from the last.
So it's the total for debt.
That total, I gotta scroll this way now.
Although I guess there was a change,
It's highlighting a change, it says MBO paid off. So they've got it yellow here for 443,282 for the debt total.
That's what we have, yeah.
Okay, so no changes from that, so it's kind of, things are highlighted, but. And then all the expenses for retirement, insurances, unemployment.
Yeah.
Medicare, so the insurance is total is 3,010,864.
Okay, that's different than what I had.
That's different, okay. So it's,
We do the retirement total.
retirement total, I have 1,049,987.
yep,
Unemployment insurance, maybe went up 25,000,
Yep, that's right.
okay? Health insurance, 1,391,000.
There we go.
390,
1,391,877.
877, so that's the increase there.
And then life insurance is 500.
Yep.
Medicare, 100,000.
Yep.
And just general liability, 443,500.
Yep, so what's the total on that, Don?
Total in the insurance section is 3,010,864, which gets your budget to a total of 20,850,782. And we'll note for minus school, and so the town portion of the budget is 11,623,459. And that would be the amount of this next. 623, 459, okay. So we did a little back and we have questions that we need to get with. We do have Thursday scheduled, I don't wanna burn anybody out.
I didn't get a chance to look at the email, what the agenda was. Is it basically
It was basically to continue where we
continue
are.
this?
Yeah, so we've totally gone through this now.
Yeah.
So now if we wanna go back through and maybe
Pick at it more?
pick at it more, it's kind of like we have all the different things captured, which is. But we did identify some areas, so we have short, my stuff was more long term, but we still have some of the short term things. And then we can look at the recap and see how it all
Okay.
comes
So the
together.
next item is did you have correspondence?
I had. I don't know, did I have anything that came in? I did have one that was an update last meeting when we met and we worked at the, Ash Enterprise Fund.
Yeah,
We saw a note in the expenses, there was a line that referred to the special town meeting article from last year, or the annual town meeting article. And it had an amount of $10,531 on it. And then there was a line under it that said 16,531, so I thought the numbers were at least something to question. I went back to the minutes from the annual town meeting, and the amount to be transferred to 16,531 was the amount for the enterprise fund to transfer to the town for the services it would provide, contracting and accounting and all those things they do. And so it was a mistake of in the line, so they have a $10,000 line in there that really doesn't didn't need to be there, it was an error. So that's probably 10,000 that they had allocated in the expenses that is now not needed, it was an error, so it probably means that they have 10,000 more in their fund available to move forward and move into next year. So that was the only extra thing I had in for that. Thank you for bringing us back. And so the agenda for next week was just to continue this, make sure we have the opportunity to look at it, make more questions, and because we're gonna meet with Karen next week, on Thursday, the 16th, I think he said. And just go over and hash, if there's anything we wanna hash out, you weren't here, he did say that he wants to have something with the town before we get to town meeting, he wants to have an open budget session up in Great Hall.
When's that gonna be?
Open discussion, I think he said he was looking at the 23rd. But again, to be clear, kind of like, I know somebody asked me the question, does finance committee have to be there? I think just if anybody has a question.
Yeah, we should be there, don't you?
Yeah,
So on the agenda here, it says, reviews and recommendations for revolving account
Yes.
reviews.
Yep.
So we're gonna be reviewing the
I-
revolving account? on
I think
Thursday?
we probably always should now, so yeah, I'll request the revolving account details.
Okay,
Of all the departments that use it?
Yes, yeah.
Excellent.
It's something, because one of the first articles we pass at annual town meeting is the balances and how much they're going to use.
how much they're authorized?
How much they're authorized to use.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if we're making it, every year it's prepared and the numbers are up there and we just say, yeah, that looks good. I think we should be looking at
yeah, I agree.
the piece of it, so, we will get them, I think. I mean,
Maybe, any chance we're gonna be able to get those for the Thursday?
I think so. We kind of, at least the partials for what they are to this
Did
point.
you have to post that already? You
I
already,
did, yeah.
and, okay, so are those in there for that?
It may not be, I can post an update to make
Okay.
sure they're in there. But I just put, I wasn't sure. how far we were gonna get on this, I
Yeah.
thought maybe halfway tonight. And so that's why I thought it was a continuation and continue with it.
And we don't have the ATM warrant articles.
Not yet. It's kind of like, so we're gonna have to do the ATM and the STM warrant articles, so I just wanted to make sure we captured what work we
We're
got.
gonna have another STM?
Within the annual, there's always a special.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
We start the annual and then
Right,
we.
do we have is the annual scheduled already?
It is first
May-
Tuesday in May.
May 5th.
For Tuesday and May?
First Tuesday in May.
Wednesday, that's fine.
So I believe that has to be posted by the 24th
What's
of
that, right?
April.
Darn, I don't have something I have to go to.
What?
So we should have those articles.
We should have the motion, we should have the warrant articles, we probably won't have the motions. But one of the big pieces will be.
The thing that hurts is if we have that budget meeting on the 23rd, that means we won't have the, articles probably to review till the 28th, which is when we're gonna be basically reviewing the motions, right?
Is that a strategy to not give us the stuff in advance, or does it really?
Be nice if we could get them for April 21st.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll send out the request, it's 2 weeks before, so when you create the warrant articles, we won't have the motions then get created after the warrant articles, then the motions, and then they go to the lawyer to look at the motions to review.
Can we put new motions in now, or is it too late?
I mean,
The warrants are,
I mean,
yeah, they're
it's closed, except I don't know about the special. Do you know
I
when
think
that
the
opened and closed?
I think it closed last, or maybe closed tonight.
Okay,
so
because
confusing.
the annual is, March 1st.
Yeah, because,
Oh,
I say, and I want, your neighbor wanted to put in.
Oh, well, he's not coming back until the
Right,
22nd.
and he needed to get 100 signatures for, taxpayer petition for a warrant article.
oh, what did he wanna do?
I think he wanted an override for the
I
budget or something.
I think, I think he wants to.
Basically,
look at the-
he wants to come up with a realistic,
And I understand that, and I can't say I disagree, but we need people that will,
Fiscally responsible spenders,
that's right.
yes,
And that's the problem that.
yeah,
that's our issue right there.
well, yeah.
Well, no, the issue is the state stopped funding the school.
Well, that's part of the issue.
Well, that's
No,
part of,
that is the issue, because when I remember last year when we went to that school board meeting,
oh,
and
yeah,
he showed you the graph of
yeah,
what we used to get
Oh, yeah, they,
Yeah.
and what and what the requirements are. and-
Cool,
Yeah,
right, yeah.
yeah, if they fix the school, if they fix that,
we would be in much better shape, but we
Yeah.
also have other issues like grants.
Right.
Which is another thing where
well,
they go out and get grants, but they don't plan
For
for
the full.
the full cost of that grant, so just because.
Oh, my
you-
God, yeah.
Just, so now. So you don't, so if they don't plan for the full cost, I realize some grants are just pay for the whole thing,
Right.
but other grants,
It-
you,
it-
there's a
It's a
contribution.
matching,
Yeah.
sometimes
Or
matching.
something. And if you go apply for the grant, now you don't have all the matching funds, you're like, well,
No.
not in
Not in this-
recreation.
No.
oh, right.
Well, I mean, if you wanna use the recreation as an example.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so they got the grant for the equipment, which would have 1 or 2 years or whatever, however long it's been in storage. But they had no money to install it and they had no plan to raise the money to install it.
Yeah.
So then they came to the I guess it was they went out for another grant. They went to Representative Scarsdale and they came to capital planning. The grant was denied, capital planning basically denied it, but Scarsdale came through with some dollars.
I don't think Scarsdale was given the full
but whatever,
Yeah.
it doesn't, it
But
doesn't.
we have the money and now we
So-
have to
so-
put in the
so-
pad.
So now,
No, we don't.
well,
Yeah.
No, we
Yes.
don't.
we, did- well,
We have to spend the money by June first.
me, I would turn it back. I know it's not a good look. I do know it's not a good look. I agree with that, but I would turn it back anyways because.
To Margaret Scarcell.
Yes, because now it's gonna be done.
That is-
That money's gonna pay for the pads.
Mhm.
So they're gonna have put pads out in the back parking lot here, but there's no money to actually
To do the
install
rest of
the
it.
equipment.
That's right.
So we're gonna have a bunch of concrete pads.
And I think they've already written the RFP for it. With it.
Yes, I believe you're right. I believe you're right. That they, in
My
even,
thought is, why can't we make it into a parking area then? Use that money.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, a
Parking area.
cement parking lot?
yes.
Well, I just wanna raise one little tidbit
But
on
so,
that.
so my whole thing is, this is a mess.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
it's a
there
mess.
was no thought
Yep.
into,
Exactly.
when the grant was written, what the whole
Whole picture was,
was, and now we're basically screwed.
yeah.
Well,
and-
there's gotta be a solution to get us
It's
out
been
of it.
painted. Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I would have taken the hit and just said, I'm sorry, but
Absolutely.
take the money back.
We can't use the money because we're still missing this much money,
Yeah,
but thank you very much.
Can I just say one thing about that equipment? That equipment is for 14 years of age and older. It's gonna be smack dab in the middle of the after-school program where everybody's under 14. Talk about a good look.
so anyways, this is, but just in general, you gotta look at the whole.
The whole thing, that's right.
And when we write our contracts, and not to pick on the fire department, but.
Mhm.
You need-
But you need to know the
That's
total cost, whether it's two contracts or one contract that's got, line items in it. But you need to, every contract, you need to know the full cost and what it's gonna cost.
Yeah.
That's right, no
And not a
surprises.
piece.
And I think that's a strategy that they both use. Both those people, I really do it, and I believe.
Well, I don't know that the fire department uses it, but I think the companies use it.
What do you mean the company?
The companies that build the equipment.
Right.
That's what they use. They hook you in. And then
And then they tell you after the fact, and that could be, but
But we were misrepresented on that.
these are things that hurt our budget.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Because then you have to,
Because nobody's looking or thinking about the total picture, just to go out and write a grant, that's fine, but you gotta know what the town's on foot for.
Yep.
The maintenance.
Right. and,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
All right.
so that's my piece.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carol, because I think that was very well
Can I
put.
make a motion to adjourn?
You-
I'll second that.
You
We have a
may.
second. All in favor?
Aye.